Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be on Dragon 19. Now I've had a couple people ask me for this team, the stats, but the stats are important, but you gotta understand how this mechanic works because you have to fall in line within a certain threshold. So I figured I'd make the video and walk you through it because it's really important to understand where you need to be, because it's not just the stats. You also need to account for variance. You have enough focus on your heroes to land specific debuffs. You need to choose the right skills as well. Okay, so a lot of people probably came across this team through looking at the clearance formations here. So on stage 19, where you don't need these busted LDs, you can actually do it with the team that I just was showing a screenshot of. There's no replacement for this. You need these heroes. You're going to need an A5 Guan Yu, and he's going to need to be fully booked. The nice thing is, though, is the other heroes don't need any of that. So that's good. I will say that if you have Flarence booked, this could be an issue. You're just going to have to account for things, and I actually don't know what Freya does when she's booked. So let me check that real quick. I want to see if she adds any kind of additional ability cooldown, reduce, all positive effects, damage. Yeah, it shouldn't be an issue if she's booked, I don't think. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about this stage. So the reason why this team, the stats aren't as important as the actual mechanics here, I need to explain that, okay? So this dragon, when he falls below 50%, he uses Dragon Breath and enhances all of his skills, right? So what you want to avoid here, it's a little weird. I don't know if this is glitchy or what, but as soon as he falls below 50%, he counterattacks, okay? And when he counterattacks, that's when Huntress Freya is in there to put up the invincible on your team so you don't die. Very important. The thing is if you do too much damage to the dragon to put him below 50%, where the 50% threshold isn't procced from curse, you're going to fail. You need to do just enough damage to make sure that when he falls below 50% from the curse, that you have enough damage on your Guan Yu to make sure you finish off the dragon. Okay? That's really important. So I'm going to show you a run here with this working. Now, these spells, the revive spell is unnecessary, but the heal spell is necessary. A couple things need to happen here. So this turn order is really important. You need Flarence to go first, Zitlin to go second, then Freya, and then Guan Yu. Okay, that's important. You also need the necessary focus on these guys, and I'll show you that here after we're done with the video. What else is important? Health. You also need enough health to survive 2 attacks from the dragon. His first attack, which is like a tail swipe, does a lot of damage. The second attack does not do a lot of damage. So I think the health thresholds are a little tough to go along with the HP. But, we'll see. Okay, so this is how the fight starts. The reason why Huntress Freya is really important is because at stage 19, Gemini Dragon puts up that immunity from stage 19 and 20. So you definitely need that off. Huntress Freya counterattacks and puts up no positive effects. Flarence would then go in and use her ultimate. And then Zitlin would go in and use his curse. You need enough focus to land these things. Guan Yu then does the joint attack because Zitlin has the bonus attack from Flarence. Here, Huntress Freya will go in and use her ultimate, which puts up stagnation. This is really important. The dragon has a bonus turn which summons Ash Magisteria and heals himself back up. You can't have that. So you 100% need Huntress Freya. I know Ebon Shade also has stagnation, but he does not have defense down 2, and he does not summon a joint attack with Guan Yu. So there is no replacement here. So then Huntress Freya is going to go in, apply the stagnation and the defense down 2. This is also very important. Okay. Guan Yu is going to go in and he's going to use his ultimate. You need this ability on because you want to disable bonus attacks. So you need both bonus turn and bonus attack disabled on Gemini. So he'd go in and he'd do this big smack and then do a bonus attack. So then here, Florence and Huntress Freya are going to take the damage, and that's what I mean. You need enough damage here, enough health here to survive this, okay? So the important thing with this run as well, as you saw, Gemini starts with 4 bars of health, okay? Once you get to the 3rd bar, you need to make sure, and I'll show it here in a second, you need to make sure that he does not fall below 50%, okay? So Zitlin would then go in and use his normal attack. So Huntress Freya would then go in and launch a joint attack with the highest attack hero, which is Guan Yu, so he's going to get some bonus attacks here. Okay, so he's at 88%. Now, Guan Yu is going to get 3 attacks, okay? Because on his basic, if he attacks a light or dark hero, he launches a 2nd attack, and then he has the bonus attack from Florence. Each attack here is going to hit him for about 10%. So he's at 78, 68, 50. So that was 9%. This is really important, okay? Because here, that's when he falls below the 50% and then launches the counterattack. So if you trigger that attack, the counterattack first, he does a different attack at the end of the turn, which does way more damage than the one that you just saw. But you need to be able to do enough damage so you can get him to a point where his health is low enough that you kill him within this round. Because if it's too high, you're not going to have enough damage from your Guan Yu to finish this guy off, because he doesn't get a bonus attack from Zitlin on that round. So he just gets it from Freya, and then he has the 2 attacks from his basic. So there's the joint attack, and then his basic is going to hit twice, and it's just enough to kill him. Really important, okay? Now, I've had to play around with this to make it 100%, to fall within that threshold. So that means a couple of things need to happen here. One, you can't have the defense down spell, at least on my build, because it will end up causing too much damage. Okay? So you can't have defense down spell. You need the heal spell to make sure that you survive. You need Guan Yu A5 so he can do that counterattack at the end of the first round. And then you need to fall within that specific threshold. So again, he's at 88, 69, 59. Right around that 60% mark is where you need to fall in. If you don't, you're probably not going to have enough damage on the second round to finish him off. So 6, 2, just enough. Yeah. Okay, so no defense down spell, right? The other thing is Guan Yu can't be an assassin, because assassin procs sometimes, and it'll make him fall below that 50% mark. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the gear. I hope all of that has been made understood, okay? I'm going to show you the gear on these heroes, and then I'm going to show you a run with Assassin set on, and I'm going to show you how it falls below the 50% mark, and he does a whole different string of attacks, and it results in a fail. So just stats are not the key thing here. You need to build your hero, mainly Guan Yu, with enough damage to put you within a specific threshold to make sure that you trigger the counterattack off of curse and not off of damage. Okay, so Flarence is in a speed set here. The nice thing is this Flarence can actually work in Witch of the Wind 19 as well. So if you're running Witch and Gemini, which you're going to be using Guan Yu in that team as well, you have some transition here where you don't have to switch the gear. So she just has really high speed, and she has enough focus to land the increased damage taken. I believe she has ultimate ability focus here as well. Ideally, you want her focus probably in the 200 range, 210, 220 to guarantee that. I haven't seen any issues on my end, but I might have had some more ultimate ability focus on. Okay, so it was just this. So I might have been getting lucky on this, but I haven't seen her miss her debuff yet. So those are her stats. Zitlin is the same thing. You know, he just needs enough health, enough focus, and enough speed. So the speed's too high. You know, as long as it falls in line with the turn order that I told you. The nice thing is with this, though, is both Zitlin and Flarence in this gear work for Gemini Dragon and Witch 19. So Gemini 19 and Witch 19. So the 23,000 health, 192% focus, and then the speed, like I said, transitions well. So I have basic ability focus there, but I have ultimate ability focus at 21% on this relic. So you got to pay attention to that too, okay? So I'm getting an additional 21%, so he's in the 200 range. So that's Zitlin. And then on Huntress Freya, what we have is 227% focus, 256 speed, and then 29,000 health. And then she's just in speed gear. She does have ultimate ability focus on her Grail as well. And I think that's it. Oh no, and she also has it on her tome. So that's where those substats on the relics come into play as well, okay? So Guan Yu, like I said, this Guan Yu is going to be in just broken set. Broken set, because you can't have the assassin proc. I'll show you a run. I'll record a couple times and like voice it over and showing, you know, a failed run because too many assassin procs and he does too much damage. So these are his stats. He's got 7,300 attack and 444 crit damage. The speed doesn't matter. His health is 19,000, and that is enough for him to survive both attacks from the dragon if he ends up targeting him. Like I said, the A5 is completely necessary because he needs to counterattack for that big damage to put you within the damage threshold that I was telling you about. And almost full booked. So his ultimate ability for the cooldown is not booked. I don't believe that matters because you kill the dragon on round 2. So this being on a 3-turn cooldown isn't going to matter. The reason why I said at the beginning of the video Flarence can't be booked, or it might affect, you know, some of the stats, is because if she's booked, she gives all of your team an increase by 3%. So if you're struggling with Guan Yu's gear, this 3% actually might help you get over that threshold. Okay. So yeah, that's all of the stats. I will show you the relics on Guan Yu real quick because I did not show you those, and I think they do have some relevant substats. So he's on crit damage, damage received by dark heroes, bonus attack damage, 3.1, basic ability crit damage, ultimate ability crit damage. All of these things matter to get me within that threshold. Damage against dark here as well, and then crit damage scales with target's lost health, that's gonna matter. Increases attack, that's gonna matter. Bonus attacks, that definitely matters. Damage dealt, all of these things matter. All of these things matter, which is why I said at the beginning, the actual stats don't tell the whole story, so you need to make a video and explain it, okay? So that's that. Those are the successful runs. Falling within that threshold, about 60% HP on the second bar, it's going to cause the curse to proc the counterattack. Really important. Now I'm going to rebuild Guan Yu in an assassin set, and I'll show you a failed run, okay? So give me 1 second to rebuild him, and then we'll start the video, I guess, jumping into the failed run, okay? All right, I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, so this is the failed run. Now, I want to let you guys know that this team does work. Like, I had successful runs before this one failed, but in matters of consistency, if you have the assassin set on, there's too much variance in the damage, so you can't really control that, which is why the successful team needs that broken set or a set that just has fixed damage and not a variance. So here you see we're getting really good damage, you know, on the dragon, and you've seen the lightning spark there with some of the damage from the assassin set. So we're real close with that bar already. You'll see all the bonus attacks, he gets them down pretty close. The thing is whenever he gets the dragon below the 50%, he does that counterattack, and you'll see he does a completely different attack right here. So here he counterattacks before the curse, and then his second attack, he like jumps up and flies and does a lot more damage than just that single target attack, which is why it's so important to hit that threshold. So I hope that makes sense, guys. It's not just about your stats. You need to understand like how that dragon operates with his counterattacks and things like that. So making the video to better explain that, and I hope this did help. So anyway, that's all I got, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.